Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fit for Purpose podcast. My name is Jacob. This is Brandon, and on today's episode, we have a special guest. His name is Caleb.
Yeah, we're having a conversation with a good friend of ours in Caleb, who is a coach just like us, sharing his perspective on coaching, sharing his journey to fitness, and how it's given him a greater purpose, because that's what we're all about. So be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and check out this video.
Let's go.
It would make sense why someone's like, oh yeah, I've heard this happens as you get older, like your back starts to go. My dad had a bad back.
Right, so you've learned so much in those 3 years. It's like, okay, we can't get stuck here. Like, we still have to work out. We still have to train.
Those are the moments where I'll reflect on it, or I even bring it up to the client, like, see what you accomplished. Like, you can't help but get it kind of like choked at. Well, we have a guest. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we just jumped in.
Yeah, this is usually how it works.
Good.
We just kind of start chatting, which is like kind of helps grease the wheels a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I think people need to know that we're not chat. We're humans. And we're here just to have conversation.
Yeah. Human
Jake is over there like, haha, in this hypothetical. No, so we got Caleb. Caleb is a good buddy. Man, we met just crossing paths at Group Fitness Gym, the collective here locally. Coaches probably spent about 6 to 8 months kind of working in the same spot.
Yeah. I remember walking in like, who's this handsome guy? Like, I'm never going to fill his shoes.
So not true.
I get it. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are very handsome.
Over here. Yeah. I'm married, guys. I have a wife and children.
But yeah, probably six or so months.
Yeah.
Working together. And that was an interesting point in my career, because I was actually thinking about changing careers.
Yes.
And then I got a job at the collective and just started gaining momentum and gaining an interest in personal training again and group training.
And you were in like a little bit different environment before, like the collective, just to paint the picture, is just kind of like big group fitness gym, like almost 30 people to a class, strength focus, like people are churning and burning through there. But you came from a little bit different environment. Explain that experience a little bit.
Yeah, before the collective, I was working at a physical therapy clinic.
Yeah.
So they were interested in building personal training services into their business, because it's a natural progression. After PT, especially a lot of clients there are inactive, and that's how they got into the position of having an injury. So it was a natural progression to say, hey, let's look at your lifestyle. Are you strength training? Do you have cardiovascular fitness? Do you do some regular mobility? And that was where I stepped in, is bridging that gap from like, all right, you're back to being able to walk up a ladder or climb the stairs or, check your mail, but then let's get you better than you were when you came in originally. So I'd spent 3 years building up that business and working with that clientele, which is interesting. Before that, I was actually in a larger group training environment where anywhere from, some classes might be 10 people, some classes might be 50, and you never
50.
knew before.
Holy crap.
It was,
You didn't know before how many people were showing up.
the gym, the perk of the gym was you could just show up to any class, which for a person with a crazy schedule, it's kind of cool. Like, I'm just gonna go to the 5 a.m. or go to the 6 a.m. So you'd kind of get the flow of the day. Like 5 and 6 would be busy, 7 a.m. probably slow, and then 8, 9 a.m. we're like busting out the seams. So I came from that environment, group, maybe 28 to 30 classes a week. And then I had started personal training. I kind of just took the leap. When I look back, it kind of felt crazy because I really had zero experience personal training, and I just jumped full time into a job where I'm like learning how to get clients and learning how to write programs. So there was a lot of deep learning on weekends, and my wife can tell you hours just like scratching my head writing programs and probably being very inefficient at writing programs.
As we all are when we start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still am, dude. I just write 4x10 for everything, actually.
I just use ChatGPT actually for
Exactly.
Ask chat. Give me a program.
not true
In,
for any.
in this hypothetical situation where I'm a personal trainer.
But yeah, the progression was interesting. I definitely learned a lot in that environment. It was cool. I was just sharing a little bit before we started talking here. taking that knowledge and then getting back into a group fitness environment where people are starting a little bit more athletically and maybe dealing with some aches and pains. So it was kind of interesting to start solving problems in a different space and with a different type of client.
Yeah.
So I was able to take some of that knowledge that I learned in the PT realm, and I think it helped my perspective. I started to shift to feeling like people weren't as fragile as I started to feel they were. And even clients that had followed me from the previous space to the new space, there was something about, I think, my mindset shift and the shift of that environment versus kind of a PT clinic environment that just changed the way that they approach training. Like they were reaching for heavy kettlebells, they were training with some intensity. So that was kind of like an interesting insight into how the environment really might shape someone's attitude or how someone feels going into a session.
Yeah.
How did your perspective, so you went from training groups to working with individual clients in a PT setting, which I'm sure was a lot more like reserved, like a lot more kind of cautious in a way, to jumping back into training groups. That 3-year period where you're working with one-on-one clients and you're learning a lot in that space, you know, from PTs and how they're approaching things. How did that change your perspective of what a group class could or should be when you made that shift back? Like, I'm sure that you looked at everything differently after, you know, moving out of that space, the personal training and physical therapy space back to groups. How did your coaching and your perspective on like what that was change?
Yeah, shifting from the PT environment back to group, I think it was actually helpful to realize how simple things can be. Because in the PT realm, you almost get like hyper attentive to detail. And in some ways that serves the client in their progress. In some ways, I actually found it held the results I was able to get for clients back, because I did reach a point where I was scared to push intensity. And going into the education of correctives, I think any coach that's been through that can maybe relate, where there's a lot of information in the industry that leads coaches to believe, hey, we got all these overactive muscles. We need to tone them down first. Then we need to lengthen them. Then we need to activate the underactive muscles. And then we need to integrate it. And then we can start training.
Yeah.
And I think what I learned was people are pretty dang tough. Like their bodies can handle a lot. And if we can zoom out and look at their overall lifestyle and see the things that may be creating the patterns of tightness or overuse in muscles or whatever it might be, whatever you want to title that, then we can have a bigger change versus having to make all of that change within the hour of a session. Like, I don't need to foam roll your entire body or 18 different muscles. I just need to get you training at a certain intensity so we can progress, and then talk about how nutrition and recovery and all that outside, like, change your environment, because truly it is like you're changing the entire way they go about things in some sense.
Yes.
To overcome those things. So I think it was almost flipped. Like, I went very into the nitty gritty in the PT environment, hit some roadblocks with just the results I was able to get people. And then when I zoomed back out, it was kind of like, like, this 65-year-old is back squatting several hundred pounds. Like, he's not fragile.
Yeah.
How'd he get there? Like, there's a lot of people that are dealing with little aches and pains that are training really intensely, and they're living better lives because of it. So I think it just changed my perspective on, like, I used to feel that pain-free training was like the golden goose egg, like the ultimate goal. And I think when I started to reflect on my own training and being pushed back into the group space, I think it's just learning to decipher what your body is telling you. The three of us, we work out enough, and we've probably had enough experience working out where it's like, yeah, my knee kind of bothers me when I'm warming up, but I know, like, once I warm up, it's going to feel good. But if I had zero experience with that and I was led to believe that any pain is bad pain, then I'd probably be fearful of that.
Now I have to do a whole like 4-week program addressing this little bit of knee pain I have.
Yeah, I can't squat till
I got to do an
away.
assessment. What's going on with my right hip?
My knee's going to explode if I bend it any further.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't notice those things, but be curious about it. Like, does it improve with repetition? Does it seem to improve as you move? So I think that was super helpful. And I think it's really helped me get better results for people. Is having the in-depth biomechanical knowledge to have a better coach's eye. and see, hey, in this movement, what might be limited, what might be something we can improve upon, but then also take the big perspective. This person is going to benefit so much from just having a challenging training session, mentally and physically. So that's been kind of cool, and I still am diving into that, just figuring out what is the best approach, or what is a really effective approach to get people results in an efficient way without wasting time on just maybe fluff.
Yeah, it's all, how do you integrate that new understanding that you have, right? So you learned so much in those 3 years. It's like, okay, we can't get stuck here. Like, we still have to work out. We still have to train. It's like, how do we integrate that into smart training, right? That still has the benefit of, some of these more kind of in-depth physical therapy type nuances. Yeah. Cool.
And there's some power in, like, there's a coach that I've learned a good amount from, and thing he said, I don't think it's from him, but keep the goal the goal. So if a client is coming to you to get in better shape, like, the program probably looks the same for most people. And then we're just going to, like, change a few ingredients because you can't go overhead right now.
Yes.
But I think in the PT realm, my focus was so much on, like, shoulder. Like, we need to fix the shoulder. So then you can go down that rabbit hole and then forget about all of the other trainable things. So it's like, let's have the program. Let's give you a good workout. Let's leave you at the end of it sweating and feeling proud of yourself. And then we could maybe integrate some things that are possibly going to help the shoulder. And if it's really an issue, if it's really limiting you, that's out of my scope. Like, I'm going to connect you with a awesome PT that I know is going to get you good results.
Yeah.
And one, they're going to get better results with their fitness. They're going to see a good PT that went through 3 years of school to be a specialist on solving those problems, which I don't care how many YouTube videos I watch. Unless I go get that degree, there's some things I'm not going to understand, and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a pressure off of your back in a way, off of my back in a way, which is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like you said, scope of practice. Like, at the end of the day, we can't diagnose without the degree that you talked about. So there's a little bit of freedom in that. It's like, I'm going to give you all of my tools to the extent of which I can give those, and then there's someone that's maybe more knowledgeable than I am that can definitely assist you. And it's a benefit to you as the coach to be like, here's 3 different people I'd recommend you to. Like, because that coach or that client's going to be like, oh, now there's value because you can help me even further. Like,
right.
Yeah. I think too, that's something that you bring so much value to in the group setting that I was like instantly kind of attracted to as like a new coach. Is group settings are like really lacking in your knowledge to like identify someone's maybe movement patterns that need fixing, or the person that's like, my elbow's been bugging me and I haven't done anything about it for months and months, but I keep doing pull-ups. Like, you can then come in with all of that knowledge and skill and say, like you said, the goal is still to get you a win in the workout, but I'm going to give it to you in a really individualized package, despite us being in a room of 25 people.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like for me, I saw you come in and do that stuff and I was like, bro, that's it. Like, that's good coaching.
Thanks.
So
I think the cool thing too is, like, you can identify those people and then give them a few sessions and, like, hey, this is the elephant in the room. You have trouble with lunges and you can't even bend your knee to bring your heel to your butt. That seems like an issue. Let's work on that.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, let's maybe do a step up instead of a lunge.
Heck yeah.
And you're going to have a great workout, and maybe you just spend some time in the afternoon as you're watching TV, put a pillow under your butt and sit on your heels and see if that improves.
Yeah. And then they come back to you and like, that's amazing. I feel awesome.
Wow, my knee can bend.
And you're like, I knew it would.
Yeah.
What is, I was thinking as you're explaining, because I feel like I've ran into quite a few of these individuals that they almost create fear around maybe their specific pain symptoms that they're feeling. Like, you walk into a session, how do you help someone build the confidence in themselves to kind of look beyond maybe the discomfort they're feeling in the moment to then get that win at the end of the session?
I think it depends on the client. If they're sitting down in that first discovery session and they're bringing those things up, hey, I'm nervous about this. I'm nervous about this. I injured this. My doctor said I have a bad back, and just you kind of can see that client coming, right? So they're going to need more upfront education. So I may have that conversation like, hey, we're gonna do some assessments. some movements and just see what your body likes and what it may not like. And you already have a good idea of what your body doesn't like. So my goal is to not push you through that. And it's very important to me that you tell me what you're feeling. So it's a combination of what I see as a coach and what you feel as a client. Mm-hmm. So already it's like a collaborative effort. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you through this. And then even just educating them on if there's discomfort in the movement, that's okay. Just notice as we're going through a set, does it progress? Is it like more uncomfortable by the end? That's the kind of stuff I don't want you to push through. Let me know. We're going to change it up. We're going to tweak some form, maybe give you a different focus. And if it doesn't fix it, we're just going to move on to something else. So it's like have that conversation ahead of time so they know what they're getting into. I think clarity always builds confidence. Yeah. So if I can tell my potential client as a coach, hey, this is my plan for you. Here's some things you're likely going to experience. Even being upfront with them, hey, this has been a long-lasting back issue. We're probably going to hit points in the training program where we flare up, and it happens. We'll get back to baseline, and that's information. Like it's not bad; it's just information, and we know how to adapt the program moving forward. So I think if you can get ahead of it, that's really something that people are like, wow, I've never had a coach talk through it that way.
Yeah,
and then just say, hey, I don't know everything. We're probably going to make some mistakes. And like, I've tweaked my back as a coach. It happens. And you just know what to do to get back on track. And then you just meet them where they're at with the exercises. I had a specific example, a client terrified to just kind of whole laundry list of like, let me tell you all of my injuries. And, the scroll that just keeps like rolling. It's like how much time you got.
It's so good.
And he had an experience where he was following a beginner's program on YouTube. And it had him doing a plank hold, and he tweaked his back doing a plank. He's the mindset of like, I'm gonna push. Like, I really respect it about him. He digs. If I ask him for 8 reps, he'll give me 9 or 10.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. But in that moment, it was just too much. So he was super nervous for probably like 6 months to do a plank. But we did other things. I had him do like a push-up on an incline, and then just connected the dots. Like, yeah, that feels good. You feel your core. It's like, yeah, feel good. All right, cool. You can see how this would progress maybe to a plank later on. He's like, yeah. And then I think having those conversations made him feel comfortable to say, I don't feel ready for that. And then I would just let it go. Like, yeah, we'll come back to it. But what do you think about this instead? Clarity, communication, and just asking those questions.
Yeah.
What are you feeling? How's that feel? I think that helps somebody really overcome that fear if they are coming from that.
That's good.
Yeah, I love that answer. What I'm hearing from you is like you're really intentionally guiding that person into a deeper relationship with themselves. Like
100%.
You're teaching them how to build the relationship with the pain and with their bodies. Like you said, it's not good or bad, it's just information. So how can we start to decipher that information? Yeah. So you as the coach, sounds like you're guiding them to like start deciphering that information and building a relationship with themselves so they can have a better understanding of like, okay, the goal ultimately is them not to need you every single step of the way, right?
100%.
So you're guiding them towards that self relationship where it's like, okay, now you understand, okay, this is this kind of pain. This is just discomfort. This is a movement that your body likes. This is a movement that your body doesn't like. And you're starting to kind of connect those dots for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we, like you and I probably just do automatically in our head. Like, oh yeah, this is soreness. Like I need to work through this. I need to walk more. Been sitting at my desk. That's why my back is so stiff. But without that background knowledge, it would make sense why someone's like, oh yeah, I've heard this happens as you get older. Like your back starts to go. My dad had a bad back. My dad had a bad back. It's
genetic.
It's genetic.
The generational pain.
The generational bad back. Let's break the generational curse of bad backs.
Freaking my ancestors, man.
Yeah.
Ancestral trauma. That's what it is. I got to work through that.
Yeah, gotta get those demons out, man.
Or to like the image of it, right? It's like, oh, I went to the doctor, the specialist. They sent me to get an MRI. I was in discomfort, but now I see that I have a disc bulge. And then it's almost like people build identity around their diagnosis.
Scary, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience like that? Have you had
I've had my own
MRI?
personal experiences with that for sure. Like my hip, my back, like I've been that person for sure. And then you're like, you feel kind of stuck, kind of lost. You're like, okay, what are my next steps? Because every time I try to do the thing I want to do, like I'm frustrated, I'm in pain, I'm in discomfort. Like it's everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how something someone you may barely know, like a doctor can say, and how much it sticks with you.
Yeah.
I had an FMS assessment done at a CrossFit gym, and this physical therapist was putting me through it, and it was just like an off comment, like didn't really mean anything, just like he's talking through things. He's like assessing my knee, not because my knee was hurt, just because we're going through a little full body assessment. And he's like, your knee has a little laxity. Interesting. And then I took that with me for months, like every little lateral step. If I felt a little pain, I'm like, am I gonna like tear my ligaments?
I got laxity, bro.
Do I have a loose, like,
I'm
is my knee
lactose
loose?
intolerant, dude.
And like, I'm a coach at this point. Like I'm like 6 years into coaching.
Tell me this wasn't Curtis, not to name drop it.
It was Curtis. Yeah. Shout out Curtis.
He does that. I love
Shout
Curtis.
out Curtis. Such a good dude.
Such a good dude.
But yeah, you got in my head, dude.
Yeah.
Got in my head.
If you're watching out there.
Curtis is just living rent free in your mind, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But it's like if that had an impact on me, imagine not having the educational background
Yes.
of a coach. And I think about that anytime that I had tweaked my back, if I didn't know that movement was going to get me back to where I needed to be, that just progressively lifting heavier was going to get me back to where I needed to be, I think I'd have a bad back. I'm like, every time I back squat, I'm lit up. So I should just probably never do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't do it, and then you get weaker, and then you try to do it, or you try to do something else, and you hurt your back again, and it's just like this freaking cycle.
It's a cycle. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think leading with that education, like what would I want my dad to know about his body, without needing someone else to, if he's going into a orthopedic surgeon's office to look at a scan of his shoulder, like what would I want him to know going into that? And that's stuff that I would want to teach my client too, because I'm not always going to be around. And that is the goal of a good coach, is to like teach you to function in the world without needing to call me or text me or ask ChatGPT or be able to say, no, that's BS to ChatGPT. I think that's huge. And that's definitely something I feel passionate about is helping people to see that their body's resilient and then feel it for themselves and just understand how to solve that problem for themselves too.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that, and not to stay stuck on the pain loop cycle conversation, but obviously you have a ton of knowledge in that realm. One of the things I've heard you say that you've even bestowed upon me that I've then been able to use with clients is when you're navigating discomfort, using that like red light, yellow light, green light analogy. Explain that a little bit, like that whole concept of like, helping people use their pain as the compass. I feel like that's a really helpful tool that people can kind of practically apply right away.
Yeah. Red light would just be like, this hurts, like instantly hurts. If it's a range of motion, that is a real strong pinch. You're just going to stay away from those movements for now. Like take anything overhead, put it on the shelf, forget about it. Not literally put it on the shelf because that's going to hurt. But
put it on the ground.
Yeah,
put it on the ground. Put it on the ground. Put it on the shelf
right
later on. Yellow light is like, I kind of feel it. It's not bad. It's not getting worse. I feel it. It's there, but it's very mild. Mild at most. I'd say if you ask any PT, it'd be like mild or less is kind of safe territory. Those are exercises you can do. Just be cautious. Be careful and slow cook it. So this isn't the one that I'm getting going and trying to set PRs every week. You shouldn't try and do that anyways, but I'm not going to load it up. I'm not going to ego lift.
I do that every week. Actually.
You're just a savage, dude.
I've been seeing it on Instagram.
You're a
Actually.
savage. Must take creating.
That's what it is, dude.
Maybe it
was actually peptides. I started peptides.
Okay, nice. Yellow light would be you feel mild discomfort at most. It's not getting worse, and you don't feel more discomfort the next day. It's always important to notice what you're feeling the next day. And then green light is like, I have no pain. I don't ever hurt myself with this movement. I feel confident with this lift. Those are like the bread and butter. We're going to work you hard. We're going to get you sweating. We're going to get you near failure. Like that's what we're going to center our program around.
Oh, I love that. Practical application. Like I can think that's helpful for the listener too, to be like hearing conversation around this. I know like that is the one thing, like I went to a certification training and it was all around like this whole conversation, empowering coaches to be able to help clients in that way. And at the very beginning of the whole seminar, he's like asking us as coaches, like, who's got a thing, right? Who's got a shoulder, an elbow, a knee, every single coach, like 30 plus coaches in the room, every single coach is raising their hand. So like
Facts.
knowing that like we experience this, like everybody experiences discomfort in some capacity. And I think that's a really helpful, like practical application tool to self-assess, like letting your pain be your compass and to say, okay, today that was red light. I probably should stay away.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about the green light exercises is like, we know, like we kind of already talked about it, like the training is the meat and potatoes that's going to allow you to create more capacity for your life. So like, man, maybe your shoulder feels bum and we kind of ditch doing overhead range of motion, but like we can add in some maybe corrective exercise at the beginning to get it feeling good. And then we go do some really heavy squats and we create that neural adaptation, and you now build confidence in a movement that you can do well. Like that's the meat and potatoes. Like that's where we want to get those wins as coaches.
Yeah. And I think that's the important thing too, is like, just because it's red light, you're not going to ignore it. You're just not going to train through that painful range of motion. So you said it yourself, like building capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So find something that you can do that trains the shoulder. Maybe it's just not overhead.
Yeah.
Maybe we do like scaption to shoulder height and back down. And by all means, go see a PT. Like if someone's ever unsure, go see a PT, get assessed. You know, that'll give you so much confidence to say, yep, this is what it seems to be, and this is what I'm going to do about it. Like clarity and confidence is going to get you to overcome that, feeling good about your training. And then that's how you're going to take those yellow light exercises and move them to green lights, and those red light exercises and move them to yellow lights. Like that's the goal.
Yes.
And then I will say on some level, I think we tend to get too married to like, not we as coaches, but as people, just like I have to bench press. As a man, I need to bench press, and I need to prove that I can bench more than my friends. And you know, I think that's cool on some level. I mean,
I can.
You
I think you bench
most,
more than all of us. Yeah. I'm not gonna,
So
You guys can do many things well.
but not that.
I always pull relative strength in if I can.
Hell yeah,
if I can play
dude.
the
Yeah, what's your
Light
body
Kids
weight?
card.
Let's do the math really quick.
We trained like maybe was this a month ago, and we did like pull-ups, and this dude was cooking me on pull-ups, and he was like, yeah. Or what did he say to me? He's like, "Oh man, that's good for someone like pushing like 200 or something like that." I was like,
Say it that way.
"No, I mean
like
it was
rude.
much kinder. Your delivery is never that
Bad for
dry."
a big dude.
But I was just
It's
like,
pretty good for a thick boy over here.
"Yeah, dude." I was like, "Damn."
That's hilarious.
Hit us with like, we talked a lot about like knowledge basis, pain, rehabilitation, all that kind of stuff. Let's hear a little bit about like your personal journey. Like we're all about.
Yeah, I had a question tying it back to that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you touched on something. You said it was like when you and Brandon met at the collective, that was an interesting time in your life because you were at the point where you were considering changing jobs, changing career paths.
Yeah.
I would like to hear about because I've been there. And I think a lot of coaches that have been doing it for a long time have hit that point at some point in their career.
Yeah.
Like, is this what I want to keep doing? Because it's not. It is.
It's hard.
I mean, I think there's going to be difficulties in all careers, but I think it's a lot of energy expenditure. It's a lot of committing yourself to other people's progress and dealing with other people's energies and issues and then also, unless you're really standing out and finding ways to generate a lot of income for yourself, it can be really tough financially, especially in that first 3 to 5 years as a coach. So I want to hear about where you were in that moment and like what you were considering, why you were considering potentially changing occupations, and then what kept you on the path that you're on now.
Yeah. So when I shifted into that PT landscape, I was essentially building a business. And I'm sure you guys can understand that it's like the ultimate mirror. Any insecurity you have about yourself is something you're facing every day. So if you lack confidence in any aspect of yourself, like that's going to affect your business. So I went, obviously that was my first job, essentially personal training, and then also trying to figure out how to market myself and grow clients and have a system around just communication with clients and retaining them and building. And I had a good amount of success, and I also spun my wheels at a certain level that I just could not get past. And it was one of those all-consuming things. I tend to have that addictive mindset or that addictive personality where when I'm in something, I spend literally all my time doing it. If you ask what my hobbies are, it's going to be fitness. Like I like to work out. I like to read about working out. I like to
watch YouTube videos about working out.
YouTube videos, yeah, make YouTube videos,
Yeah.
all the above. And I just had no mental space for my marriage. I had no mental space for friends and just relaxation. My wife and I went on a honeymoon to Hawaii, and I was thinking about business, and it was just exhausting, especially not feeling that led to more success. I was putting so much time and so much energy into building something that I felt I didn't get the return on. We were really budgeting. We were limiting our spending because I just wasn't making that much money. And it's not all about the money. I think that's what keeps me in the career is the seeing the effect I can have on people. It's really rewarding. But on some level, when you're putting that much time in, you need to make a certain amount to make it make sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I think I just hit that point of frustration where I'm like, I need to step back and do some soul searching and learn about myself and build more confidence in my skills and abilities. And maybe it's shifting careers, just because I was kind of at that point where like I've been looking at this problem for so long. I just need to look at something else. Like I need to maybe completely step away. So I was at that point where I had applied to a few gyms. I had that conversation with a person I was doing business with, like, hey, I just need to do this for my own mental health. And I was looking at trade school. I remember driving to Sedona with my wife Haley and looking at like, oh, plumbers, couple years trade school and they make about this much money.
Do pretty good.
Electricians, like I can
Electrician?
see myself.
Do 150K or something like that in your first couple of years. Like,
I thought that was like, if I had to do a trade, like electrician, you're moving, make decent money, but
Yeah.
you're grinding too.
Interesting. It was something.
Yeah.
And then I got this job at the Collective, met Jeremy and Luis, who are great leaders, great mentors. And I just had the space to be around other coaches, which I think I needed. I was the only trainer
Isolated.
at that, and I was isolated. So it's hard to understand your strengths, your weaknesses when it's just like I'm kind of in my own bubble. So that was the refresh I needed. I worked with coaches that were greener than me, that were maybe equal or more advanced, and it just kind of helped me get my feet underneath me again and feel like, okay, like I do know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some success here. And it just reignited that fire because I have such an interest in the science of training, the problem solving of it. And then I've developed the enjoyment of the people aspect because I was not a people person. I would never have described myself as a people person before coaching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting that you got into coaching. It just out of pure passion for like fitness and for like your interest in like you said, the science of it, the biomechanics.
Yeah.
And then you had to kind
of fell into it though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Walk us through it. Cause that was Brandon's question.
yeah.
So I think way back in high school or end of high school, I was not active at all. I had played tennis in my freshman year. So high school to college, I was just kind of following the path of like, well, do the next thing. Go to college. As you go to college, you get a career, get a house, married, whatever. Follow the path. I had no idea what I wanted to study. So I did like 3 years at community college, figuring it out, working part-time at Best Buy. And I still had no idea what I wanted to do. And I began working out because I was just tired of being skinny. I was like the same height I am now, like 5'10", 115 pounds. Like
Dang, 115.
a gangly dude. Like I played tennis, and then after freshman year of tennis, that was like 7 years of tennis, I just played video games and drank a lot of Dr. Pepper and like didn't do anything.
I really resonate with that.
Barely. Yeah.
Honestly.
That's my spirit animal. Right
Yeah. That was me, video games and Dr. Pepper.
Dude, the good old. I still throw down, like, if I got the opportunity. But
It's just Dr. Pepper zero, but we're still doing it.
right.
I'm still tired of being skinny too. So
No doubt.
So I started getting into working out. My friend was working out, so I started working out myself, and I just started to enjoy that more. And it was just a passing comment my mom made. She's like, "Well, you seem to like this exercise thing. What about something in that space?" So I go on ASU's website
Shout out,
and look
Mom.
up. Shout out, Mom. Always looking out. I go on ASU's website and start looking at degrees, and exercise science is one of them. So I look to see, okay, what jobs can I get as if I get my bachelor's degree in exercise science? And then of course I just search through like the highest salary. Like, okay, that seems reasonable. I originally planned to go to PT school or physician's assistant or whatever it might be. To complete my bachelor's degree, still really no idea what I want to do for work. But I'm in college. I'm in my last year at ASU. I have to apply for an internship. And of course I wait till the last minute. That was kind of my personality back then. I waited till the last minute to do anything. I needed pressure on me, still do positive pressure to get things done. And I applied for an internship at the bank, USAA. They had a fitness center on site. So they have this big campus up in Happy Valley. There's like 2,500 employees on it, 15,000 square foot fitness center.
Wow.
And the internship was 40 hours a week working essentially as a trainer, leading classes, doing fitness assessments, doing personal training. And I did 40 hours a week for whatever a semester is, that 12 weeks, something like that. Mm-hmm. Something like that, 16 weeks.
I think it's about
I have no idea.
I think it's
So long since college. Whatever a semester is.
It's like 3-4 months, yeah.
Yeah. And they offered me a job afterwards, and I was like, I really don't want to do any more college. I've done 5 years to get a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And I just want to work for a little while, move out of my parents' house. And that ended up leading into other jobs where I was a full-time health fitness specialist for different places in the valley, like Discover Card or Wells Fargo. Led to my job at Burn, which then led to my job at the PT clinic, which then led to the collective. And I really think, I don't know, I stumbled into it, and I think it was the best possible career for me because I was so reserved. I remember having to teach my first class. It was a 10-minute abs class at USAA, and I was terrified. There were 3 people. I had literally every second of that 10 minutes written out on a clipboard. Yeah. We're going to do crunches for 30 seconds. Then we're going to take 10 seconds to rest. Then we're going to do flutter kicks for another 30. And like every second of it mapped out. So going from that, just being around people, being immersed in that environment, having to develop some people skills and go do stretch breaks for rooms of 40 to 50 people. Like that was so uncomfortable, but it got me to the point where I can have a conversation with someone and not be nervous.
Yeah.
Right. And then shifting from group to personal training, group was almost like I could hide in the group, right? There's 50 people. If I don't know what to say to you, I'm just going to move on. Like, all right, let's go to the next person. I'll be over here. And then you take all that away and it's 1-to-1 for an hour.
Yeah.
My nightmare.
Like, how do I fill this hour?
My nightmare. So that forced me to develop some people skills and like, how do I start a conversation? Well, I gotta ask questions. It was really good just to be in that environment and get comfortable with who I am and learn how to interact with other people. I don't know that I would have gotten that if I didn't fall into a coaching career. If I went to school to be an engineer, I probably would be in a basement somewhere just coding. And
playing video games.
Playing video games, drinking Dr. Pepper. Yep. Yep. And nothing would have changed. So yeah. It is cool how life leads you on these paths. And I think if you are open to the opportunity, you'll really end up in a good place around good people and in the best possible position to develop into the fullest version of yourself.
Yeah, it's a cool perspective. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I think we try so hard sometimes to like grip and force ourselves upon, life and reality.
Yeah.
Which I think there's something to be said for that, for having agency in your life. But also like sometimes we have to take a deep breath and ask like, where is life trying to take me? And be open to that. Because a lot of times like some of the best things are right in front of us.
100%.
And like you were saying, a lot of times it's what we need, to develop as a person. Like maybe you would have made more money in your early 20s if you had become an engineer.
Right.
But like, would you have developed in the same way as a human, through that time?
Yeah. yeah, there's more to it than just achievements and belongings and money. It's yeah. So all that to say, I'm really grateful for just having been led to the collective and around people like Brandon and now you. It's really cool. And I'm kind of in this period of my life. I'm 34 and I feel like I really haven't done as much introspection as I have in the last 4 years. So it started with facing that mirror of trying to start a business. Like, who am I as a person? Like, what do I want? Why do I feel like I'm failing in this position? What do I need to work on to be a better person or understand myself as a person? And I think that's just like an ongoing, it's going to be a lifelong journey, but it's stuff that I never really thought about before that moment. And I'm really grateful for it. I would not go back and change that, as much struggle as those 3 years were. I think it just was a huge part of my personal development. And I'm excited to have that mindset and have that perspective and just see where it takes me in, the next year, 2 years, 3 years. So really grateful for all that, all the bumps and bruises.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah. I mean, it feels really good to have that perspective of like realizing that everything that you've been through has gotten you to this point and it couldn't be any other way.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a really, it puts you at peace almost to have that perspective. And it takes time, it takes introspection to get to that perspective. I'm sure there were, like you said, that challenging 3 years during that time and maybe even shortly after where you didn't feel that yet. You didn't feel the gratitude for the struggle yet.
For sure.
But to be able to have the introspection and to look back and now have gratitude for those moments and realize like it had to be that way for me to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
That's like a really powerful place to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it still ebbs and flows.
Oh yeah, every day is different.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's interesting how things relate back to the mindset it takes to live a life that live a life that you develop health and fitness. Because I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I have it all figured out. Like I'm fit and I'm always happy and I love working out. Same goes for that perspective, is like I can have those moments where I'm really grateful for everything. But then there's going to be those down days where it's just like I need to remind myself that there's a lesson in this, that there's something to learn, there's some way that I can grow in this moment. But it may kind of suck in the moment.
Yeah.
like my brother always says, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. You just got to like take the next step. And I think that's one thing that fitness can really help you develop is some resiliency and some understanding how just taking that very next action can get you to a place that, if you carry on for 5 years like that, you may not recognize the person you are or were 5 years ago.
Yeah. So
fitness is almost both an example in a really small scale of what life actually is, and equally it is teaching you lessons that you can directly apply to life. Like me showing up and consistently showing discipline and pushing myself beyond my boundaries and doing things even when I don't feel motivated can then directly apply to other areas of my life. And in the same breath, fitness is just that, right? I have to like show up in moments where I feel tired, where I feel frustrated, where I didn't have the best day, where my knee's bugging me or whatever that looks like, or I was underfueled or underslept, and still go do the hard thing. Like that is life too in itself, right? So I've heard it said to, like, I was thinking about this quote while you were kind of explaining your journey. It's almost like the trial and the pain that life sometimes brings creates fertile ground for change to happen. Like you guys kind of discussed that. It's like you would not be where you're at today, nor have the skill set you have today or the outlook or gratitude on life that you have today without those moments that felt just like really crappy.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I love it. This is that. I'm glad you brought this up. This is exactly just hitting on exactly what our entire message with the podcast is. That's why it's called Fit for Purpose. I believe that the pursuit of trying to get fit and trying to get healthy, ultimately, like it starts with, going to the gym and trying to eat a little bit cleaner. But like, if you keep pulling on that thread, it leads to building a relationship with yourself. introspection, really having to look in the mirror and see like in what ways am I contributing to my own bullshit, and like in what ways am I creating the life that I don't actually want, and like it just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's like, okay, I want to be healthy and fit, but like that doesn't really end anywhere. There's no end goal, it's like it's just really just developing as a person.
Yeah. I've really become interested in that because I think I have a relatable journey with fitness, and that it started off with like a curls for the girls mentality. I wanted to look good, so I'd have confidence. And then I hit a certain point where I'm like, why don't I feel better? Like I have the six pack, I have the biceps. Like,
he does have a good six pack. We'll
why? Why? But you get to that point where then you have to question like, okay, what is it then? Like why don't I feel confident? And you got to peel back the layers. And I think the same thing with that's a common thing people will state as a goal. Like, I just want to be healthy. I want to be here for my kids. I want longevity. And I think those are great goals. But then encouraging people to peel that back. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does it look like if you're healthy? And then how does your life look different in 3 months if you have started to see progress toward that goal? And then on the flip side, like, what does your life look like if you don't achieve it? And then you start to peel back and maybe feel or understand deeper whys.
Yeah.
Super basic thing. I think I learned it from a precision nutrition cert. John Berardi. It's like the 5 whys. And I think that's one of the first things I did when I got to that point where I was like, all right, I got the muscle, but I don't feel the difference. So it's like, okay, why did I want that? And then it kind of led into, okay, well, I just wasn't happy with how I looked. Okay, well, why would that make a difference? Why would I want to change the way that I looked? Well, it makes me feel kind of like small in the room. Like, I don't feel like I can approach someone and start a conversation. I just feel like it's limiting me. Okay, why does that matter? Why would it make a difference if you can, go into a room confidently and talk? Well, it's going to limit how many opportunities I have, maybe how many friends I make, maybe the people in my life that I meet that maybe I have a big impact on, and vice versa. So it's like you go from, I just want to be shredded, to like, oh shit, like I may be missing out on a version of myself that is kind of badass, that I would learn to love, and experiencing all these things. So not to say everything has to be that profound, but I think there is value in just like, maybe it is kind of deep.
What I like about that example is it's very like childlike wonderment. Like that feels like something that my
like a toddler would.
No, seriously, but in the best way. Like,
why?
My 4-year-old would come and tug on my shirt and be like, "But Dad, why? But why? But why?" But each time it like peeled back another layer, and you're like, "Oh, like why am I feeling these feelings?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, but we need that.
Like, you're right, son. I don't know why.
I don't know. Just shut it. No,
this crisis in the car.
Yeah, exactly. That is certainly an annoying. But it's almost like we need those moments of like the wonderment of like life is not as serious as we make it oftentimes, and it's important to just come back to like reality of just like, man, I just want to pursue this thing because it's going to help me figure out like you said, the best version of myself, and it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Yeah.
I can take a leap. I can pursue this thing. I can continue to achieve. And we never arrive too. I think you hear it from every billionaire who's ever just made as much money as that you ever could. That once they get there, they're like,
I know a lot of those.
Yeah. All the billionaires I know are miserable.
So, like you'll hear clips of like Elon Musk, like he's, that dude is the richest man in the world. And he would say like, it's not really like worth it. At the end of the day, you achieved the thing. Like you said, like I achieved the physique that I wanted, but I still felt kind of hollow.
Yeah.
And then I think that's where finding those deeper whys, deeper purpose creates the connection that actually fills us up. At the end of the day. So
yeah. And it's also about who you become in that pursuit.
Yes.
Right. It's like, you can take like 3 months and cut really aggressively and do, an ab workout 3 times a week and like get a 6-pack. But like, just because you have the 6-pack doesn't mean you're the the type of person who will have a six pack for the rest of their lives. Does that make sense? Like you have to become the type of person who wants to take care of themselves in that way to actually have that manifest as an actual reality for you for a long time. Like you can sprint and do something in the short term, but once you hit that goal, if you didn't actually make the change at a deeper level, then it's not going to stick around. You're going to revert back to your old bullshit patterns. Right. Yeah. So it's like, it's like what we talk about. It's not necessarily about the fitness itself. It's about like who you are becoming on that journey and trying to develop that person and become the person that, just takes care of themselves because you genuinely value yourself and love yourself.
Yeah.
I think too, there's identity. Like, even how does that then person impact other people? Because it can't just stop with ourselves. It can't just stop with what we see in the mirror and how we personally feel. It's like, now that I do have this greater capacity for life, how can I serve and care for everything else around me? Like your wife, the people you serve at the gym, your personal training clients, your friends, your mom, your dad, et cetera. Like, how can I now show up better in life because I am more capable? And it is not just about smashing bicep curls and whatnot, right? Like,
which is fun. Yeah,
sometimes it is.
That's fun.
Let's be clear about it.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. No, yeah, that's a great point. And maybe you want to share, if you're willing, a little bit. Like in the last 3 or 4 years since you've transitioned out of that physical therapy space where you were kind of struggling with your identity in that and feeling like you were grinding and not really getting to where you wanted to be, to these last few years where you've kind of feel like you've found a spot where you feel really comfortable and you've grown as a person. It sounds like you've gained some perspective, and like you said, in the last 4 years have been more introspective and looking in the mirror. What have you kind of figured out about yourself, and how is that reflected in your life and your relationships?
That's a good question.
It's a deep question.
I think I've learned that I've learned why I've been motivated by like competition or performance, and it was always like in a pursuit of proving my worth. Because that's kind of how I always got attention as a kid, is like I was fast, or I had a tennis coach like poke my abs and it was like, oh, that's firm. And like those are the ways that I got attention as a kid. That sounded weird. It wasn't like a...
Well, yeah, but your coach touched
the tennis coach it was with a racket.
Should we?
It was with a tennis racket. Yeah. But
you like cling on to those things.
Yeah. So I think it took me a while to realize that like I'm good enough as I am. Like that's if you have spiritual beliefs, like we're all here for a reason, and that's good enough. Becoming a better person, developing discipline, taking care of ourselves. That's how we develop into the person we're supposed to be. But innately, there's nothing that I need to change about myself to be worthy, right? So getting into that mindset allows me to approach everything I do with a lot more confidence. It's not about proving that I'm worthy. It's just about learning to do it better, to be a more caring person, to be more patient, to be more kind, all of those things. I think that was a big shift in my mindset, even just recently, right? It's interesting how I think my footsteps were guided to the collective. There's a lot of believers at the collective, and talking to Hannah, who was a front desk person when I started. We just kind of shared these conversations about like things we would read in the Bible. And then she would like give me little nuggets like, oh, you should check this out. And then we'd like, part ways for a week or so and then like have a conversation. And then simultaneously I acquired a client, Jeff. He's a great dude. He's 74. And out of nowhere, I forget how he started the conversation, but he started asking me like, so like, you read the Bible, blah, blah, blah. And he'll give me like a verse every week or something to go and read. And then he'll ask me, oh, like, what'd you learn the next week? And it's kind of interesting how that sparked my interest. I grew up in a Christian household, and that was led back to reading the Bible and exploring my spirituality through this job. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a big learning point, or a big source of my learning that. And I think that's largely what I was missing, because I was so focused on me. Like, what do I need to do differently to be worthy of this job or this role or achievement? Mm-hmm. And I had to realize it's not about me. Yeah. Like, I'm here for another reason.
Yep.
And that's been empowering. And I can lean back on that when I have those moments, because I'm human and I'm going to have those moments of insecurity. But it's so cool to just shift that mindset and learn to be content with who I am, content with what I have, and work and practice gratitude for the challenges that I have in my life. I think that's been a huge shift in the past, I'd say, year for me.
Very cool.
I remember like we had a team meeting, like one of our weekend huddles, and we all had to like share a word that was like our word for the year or whatever it was. And I remember yours was serve, and I just thought that was like so great, because I mean, hearing this now, it's like you were on that journey, you were exploring your spirituality, you're probably sitting in that humble posture of like, God, how can I impact your kingdom? Like, and I think that's the perfect example of like that. What you're explaining is like that was your desire. It's like, I have this skill set, I'm equipped, I'm ready to serve, and now I can go out into the community and I can be that light or whatever that is. Like, that's powerful.
I'm impressed you remember that.
Yeah.
I remember picking that word because I felt so nervous to start that job. I didn't feel like I was a good enough coach. I didn't feel like I was a smart enough person to be at a gym that was that elite, right? That top tier. So I had to take the mindset, it's not about me. I'm going to go in there and serve other people. Mm-hmm. And that's what got me in the door every day, because I was so nervous every morning getting back into that environment. And it was definitely very helpful to have that to lean back on. And just cool to see how my mindset shifted from day one there to a year there. And I think that helped me dig out of a hole I was just stuck in for a while.
And is that not at the very core, like what coaching is? Like, it is serving other people. Like, you could be the smartest dude in the world with all of the credentials attached to your name, but if you're in it for yourself, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
if you're in a hole.
Yeah. And I think a client too, like, honestly, if you ask them straight up, like if they preferred someone who was really articulate, really smart, had all the tools, but was not a great person, like they probably want the person that actually cares about their needs, asks them questions about their day, remembers things in conversation that you had previously in a session. Like, that's the person, because at the end of the day, what makes a coach successful is that they're likable, that they care, that they serve. Like, and so then you add all the credentials on top of that attitude and that posture, like then the world is your oyster. Right.
Yeah. So be a good person.
Yeah.
And then be a good coach. You know, ideally have some skills, but like
for sure. Like we don't want to like lead the blind. Yeah, for sure. Well, dude, we have some questions here as we're wrapping up that we want to get your perspective on. And these are kind of anything under the sun. Not really, but like fun icebreaker.
Let's
we
go.
want to know about.
We got to break this. The last hour wasn't.
Right.
I've been feeling so tense.
We should have just led with that one, but
that's good.
I think this was fun.
Jump in the deep end.
If you could only keep one exercise,
don't do this to me,
dude. I think this is hard, especially for a corrective exercise guy. Like he's like, he just explained, like
if I could bring one exercise, we need 10 exercises.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. What would it be? And you can share the why if you feel inclined.
Single exercise.
One single exercise.
Ooh. That is this like I can only use this for all of my clients, all of my training like, for the rest of my life.
Basically. Exactly.
Yeah. Is it for him personally or for?
It's for him.
Just personally. Like when he could do.
Whatever context.
Sorry, I'm getting picky.
This is really gonna
you want to apply it to.
Business very difficult.
If you're thinking about clients, it's like, it's going to skew your decision where it's like, oh, for my own training. I don't know.
Let's say for your own training, for the safety and clarity of.
For my own training, it's all I can do. And I can't like go out and run. I can't like sign up for other fitness. Man, Wow, just chop my legs off, man.
Yeah.
Take my arms
Bench
too.
press.
You're Lieutenant Dan, and you can. No, I'm just kidding.
Lieutenant.
The balls to say bench press. Like, that's a commitment.
Like, I want to have shoulder pain for the rest of my life and bragging rights. That's
Yes.
all that matters.
It's all that matters. I think I got to choose something like absurdly compound, like a beast maker, just so I can
Yes.
Yeah.
get everything in one. Not ideally, but I think that's my answer, unfortunately. Like, that doesn't sound like great workouts, like beast maker EMOMs for the rest of my life.
But if you only do one movement,
That's all you
Yeah.
can do, though. So,
But I'm definitely coming
like
at
a-
it from
a
the
barbell.
strategic approach. Like, how can I maintain as much fitness as possible
Totally.
with technically one exercise? Beastmaker.
I want strength in my legs, but I also want my abs and my biceps because those
Right.
are.
And it's a broad enough term. I could like throw some bicep curls in there, like, still call it a
If we just
beastmaker.
keep like burn fitness concepts,
as long
if we
as
just keep adding another layer to this movement.
One continuous movement, it can be beastmaker.
I basically created my own movement, and it's
Yeah.
you just combine everything.
I'm finding the loopholes in that one, man. That's
Yeah.
tough.
All right, that's fair. We'll move on. I'm gonna skip. So values, philosophy. I feel like we kind of covered that in our hour-long conversation. But this next one, what is a favorite coaching memory? So what's one of your favorite memories as a coach? Maybe a client breakthrough, a class you'll never forget, or a moment that reminded you what you do and why you do it.
There's a lot that come to mind, but I'll say one of the many that are very, very memorable was one of my first one-on-one clients came to me because she had such severe back pain. Client from the group training gym I was at, and she had such bad back pain she couldn't reach out to wash her daughter's hair in the bathtub. So like the weight of her arms out here was too much. So it was cool because one, she gave me grace and trusted me with that process as I was learning. Like, I've never worked with a client in this situation before. And through that process, over a month, it was like, all right, we got to the point where we could do a goblet squat. Great. We got to the point where we could do a deadlift, and just like slowly, piece by piece, we grew, and her ability grew to the point where she was able to deadlift like 135. And it was like that turning point where I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then also awesome for her because, hey, now I can do all these things I thought I would never be able to exercise again. I was scared to. And just really grateful for that experience because I think that sparked the interest that I had in training the way that I do. And then just a badass experience to see like someone truly have an impact or truly have a gain of benefit from training.
Yes.
It's like, this was more than just the deadlift. This was like being able to wash your daughter's hair, like pick her up and those kind of things. So that was definitely like I went home that day feeling pretty damn proud.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Those are the moments where I'll reflect on it, or I even bring it up to the client, like, see what you've accomplished. Like, you can't help but get it kind of like choked up a little bit, right? Like, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those moments. I have a client, one more. I have a client that's on vacation. And first time he went on vacation, this was like 6 months into our coaching. The client that was, he injured himself planking. He's like, pick up all the suitcases from bag check. Wife didn't have to help. I'm like, dude, that's fucking badass right there.
Yes.
Like,
That's gangster.
that's a win.
Yeah.
And your wife was like, damn, my dude is sexy.
Yeah. She's just
up
like,
those-
am I turned on right now?
The answer is yes.
That's
Hopefully
incredible.
a solo, like a couples retreat and not a,
Yeah. I do think the kiddo was there, but that's okay.
they'll go to
Still
sleep.
cool.
It's- What is, let's see, what is one PR or athletic achievement that you have accomplished, and why does that one stand out?
Oh, man. I'd say the most recent was a marathon I ran. My first marathon.
Oh, sick. When?
In June 6th.
But you gotta explain, like, it wasn't just any marathon.
So it's called the Arctic Run. And that kind of paints the picture of like snow and ice. That wasn't the case. It's in the Arctic Circle in Norway.
Oh, cool.
My wife.
He ran with layers of parkas.
Antarctica.
Coming out of my nose. Chased by polar bears 90% of the time,
Set
actually.
the PR though.
Yeah, it was daunting, but a lot of polar bear meat left over, and
That's
yeah,
cool.
we're eating for months off that trip. It's great.
So good.
No, my
Powerful.
wife has been a runner since high school, and I never ran before I met her. Or I ran, but it was like a 5K was a huge feat for me. I was super proud of running 3 miles. Wife has ran 7 half marathons, and she was always like, that's good enough. I don't want to do that again to run a marathon. And then as the years went on, she got to the point where she's like, if I ran a marathon, it has to be epic. So that was my end. I'm like, find one, like, let's do it. So she found, I think she just looked up most scenic marathons in Europe. So that's how she found this Arctic run, and we signed up, booked the trip around it, and it was the coolest thing. We trained together. We had our long runs on the weekends. So that process was just something that brought us together and really fun to do. And then when we went to Norway and ran, man, that was like the hardest run I've ever done. When people say that wall at mile 20, for me, it was 19. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. So to push through that and then still run 6 more miles, it doesn't sound like much, like saying it, but then thinking, all right, if I'm running at like an 8:30 pace, that's another 50 minutes that I need to
After you hit the wall, yeah.
keep at it.
That's a pretty good pace too, 8:30 for 26 miles.
Proud of it.
Yeah.
My goal was sub 4 hours. And
Wow.
then as we trained, it became 3:30, which that was too aggressive. And then 3:42 is what my wife and I actually ended up finishing at the exact same time.
Wow, that's great.
Technically, I like to, for the record, to show I was 1 millisecond faster.
He's like Lightning McQueen.
Just
sticking out
last
the
like
tongue.
that's 5 feet, just like
by the chip timer.
Beat you.
Quick thrust that past the.
He broke the
But
rope.
no, I give all credit to my wife because I cramped up at mile 19. And she passed me. She's
She
like,
put
hey.
you on her back and then ran.
Yeah, piggyback.
She carried you.
Come on, idiot. Let's go.
Yeah, I was Yoda on her shoulders. Just,
Wow.
she was running me in. I would have not picked it back up if she hadn't ran past me and gave me a little
Yeah.
word of encouragement, and then we just ran the last 6 together, shoulder to shoulder. So it was
So cool.
It was awesome. But that's probably the PRM.
That's hard to top.
Right
That's
now.
so cool.
Yeah.
Like you had it all. Like
Yeah.
relational, location, accomplishment, like all just one thing.
It was a lot in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels wrong to say like my bench press PR earlier this year. I mean, that was cool too, but
Like the marathon with my wife in Norway was kind of cool, but I benched 275 like 4
Imagine-
months ago.
full circle. It
that's what
always
he
comes
goes
back to the bench press. Yeah.
So good. All right, last one. What is advice you would give to a beginner? So if there's a listener out there that is starting their fitness journey today and felt completely overwhelmed, what would be the very first step that you'd tell them to take?
Let's pick one thing. Pick one thing.
Yeah, we're big on the one thing. The
What's
desert
that?
island next step.
Yes, you're gonna just do beast makers
Let's tie it back.
3 times a
Full
week.
circle.
Yeah, and beast makers and bench press. I'd say pick one thing that's like it needs to be. So if you're nervous to start, you got to break it down to something that just feels a little uncomfortable, but there's zero reason in your mind you couldn't do it. Like just build a momentum, like take that next step. I try to think back to where I was as a beginner, and for me, it was signing up for a strength class with my friend. Like that's something that was going to get me to the gym. I was scared to go to the gym. I was this scrawny little 100-pound dude, didn't know how to lift weights, and that got me to the gym. So if you can find some environment that draws you to the desired habit, that's going to be a superpower. So you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge benefit. If you have no option but to start alone, just pick something small, and nothing is too small because you're going to only build upon that. And it's better to start than wait. So if what you pick feels like I'm going to wait till Monday, break it down even smaller. So if it's like I'm going to start eating healthier on Monday, well, okay, what could you do today? I'm just going to drink 1 less Dr. Pepper. I'm going to drink 2 Dr. Peppers today and not 3. That's progress. Like
It is.
Start.
And actually would create immense change in a positive way.
Hell yeah.
If you're having 3 a
Hell
day.
yeah. Diet soda, by the way, plug diet soda.
Yeah,
I would definitely plug the diet soda.
Absolutely.
Shift that. That may be enough to lose like 10 pounds of body fat, depending on
Yeah,
where
do
you're
the
starting
math.
from.
You do the math.
Yeah.
I like that was more applicable and different than like just saying, oh, track your macros or, oh, follow this strength plan. Like it's more real. It's
Buy
more,
my strength program.
Yeah.
he sells it. That's where he goes. Actually, I have this supplement that it just comes on camera.
Yeah. Creatine and beast makers, guys. That's all you need.
There you go.
All you need. You'll be jacked and look like these guys.
Unreal. Well, dude, thanks so much for being on the show.
Oh,
It
so
was-
good.
What a pleasure.
So
Yeah.
good to chat with you guys.
Appreciate
and, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right,
Where before we log off, like obviously you're at the collective,
Yeah.
but is there somewhere specific, like if someone's listening and they're really drawn to you, that it would be helpful to you for like, obviously you are a personal trainer, you run a business as a personal trainer. Where's like a place that they can find you, hear more about you, learn more about you?
Instagram, Coach Caleb G on Instagram is probably the best place. That's where I'm most active, and yeah, got some hopefully helpful stuff up on there. And yeah, anyone is always welcome to send me a message and just ask questions. Always open to that.
Sweet. Give them a follow. Let's go. Anything else?
That's it.
Cool, man.
Let's go.
All right, signing off.